Hello children, how are you? Good morning all of you. I hope you are fine. Today I have come with a new video. What I'm dealing, Nana? Yes, science teacher. So today I brought you the second video. As we didn't get the books, government has not yet released the books. So I'm going to give the information, general information regarding the science subject. Today I have come with some more difficult words and I brought some more definitions to you. So let us start learning that. So everybody, before you start listening the class, I wish you to keep the book with you and start writing. Okay. So if you thoroughly learned all these things, all the definitions and difficult words what I am saying, definitely you can feel easy the coming subject to you in the 6th class. Understand? So let us see now difficult words. So what is this? Sublimation. What is this? Sublimation, decantation. These are the processes coming in the separation of substances. How to separate? In this camphor you can separate decantation, the tea filtration, like that. Sublimation, decantation, and another drought condition. Drought condition means when there will be loss of food, everything that comes under the drought. There will not be anything that that condition is called as drought. Now you know this person. This is a scientist named Thomas Alva Edison. Who is that? Thomas Alva Edison, inventor of bulb. So while explaining the difficult words, just I am giving one-line answers for them. That's all. These are we must learn as difficult words only. Understand? Next, filament. Where you'll see the filament in the glowing bulb, the thin thread-like structure will be there. Without the filament, the bulb will not glow. Understand? Reflection. How do we get the image? How we can see other person? When the light falls on the thing or person, we can able to get the reflection of that and we can identify the person or image. Understand? So that is called as reflection. Clavicle. What is this? Clavicle. Just I framed and I pick up all the words throughout the textbook and I brought to you which are most difficult. So you just understand. Clavicle means this is the bone here. The bone name is clavicle. Pelvic girdle. The hip girdle, the back below the thorax cavity, chest cavity, it is called as pelvic girdle. These are the bones. Understand? Disaster. Disaster. After drought condition, when the disaster comes, drought conditions can arise. It's a very bad situation. Understand? Now insulators. Many of you may know that insulators are the substances which cannot conduct electricity, like rubber, cloth, etc. Understand? Insulators. What are these? Insulators. Next word is conductors. What are those? Conductors. We know that conducting the electricity are called as conductors. The substances or things which conduct electricity, like iron, any metal which can pass the current, those are called as conductors. Understand? Ligament. Ligament and tendons are the muscle-like structures present in the body. Ligament and tendon means muscle to the bone. Ligament means bone to the bone. Attachments. Transpiration. I'll explain you the detail if I have time here. Transpiration. Electric circuit. The circuit, how does we get the light? The circuit, the connection between electric wire, switch and bulb, that forms the electric circuit that you will learn in the lesson. Understand? Let us revise once again these difficult words. What is this? Sublimation, decantation, drought condition, Thomas Alva Edison, filament, reflection, clavicle, pelvic girdle, disaster, insulators, conductors, ligaments, tendon or tendons, transpiration and electric circuit. In the last class you have learnt about some 15 difficult words and some definitions, and I have stopped I think in the parts of the parts of the plant. What are the parts of the plant and what are herbivores, omnivores, carnivores, and what is evaporation and what is condensation I have explained. I think you remember, isn't it? Next, so along with the herbivores, carnivores and what are the definitions I explained in the last class, let me go further. Today I am going to explain you about some more topics in the science. As explained that science is nothing but observation and experiments, system of knowledge, body of facts like that. In that science, let us see some more definitions. Some will be the science actually. In this 6th class, you will have two parts, physical science and biological science. What is that? Physical science and biological science. Physical science means the experiments and all, the observations, how do we get what we observe in the general surroundings, and all physical science experiments and observations, like how we get electricity, how do we get the power, how do we get the what like that. The experiments and observations you can observe in physical science. Biological science is related to the human body, flowers, plants, structures, etc. Understand? So in this physical science you will learn about the filtration, sublimation, that evaporation, how do we get rain, and how does the water help us to rain, how does the land help us to get the rains, and when do we get rain, like that. These are physical phenomena involved in the physical science. Biological science means the human body. How does the human body functions? What are the parts in the human body, and what we observe in the nature, the surrounding plants and animals, and what is the structure of the plant? Plant parts of the plant. Each part, what is its function and how do they useful for us? Plants are useful or not? Yes, isn't it? Now let us go to some of the topics. As I explained last time, physical science and biological science also. Today I am going to explain again some of the topics, mostly from biology only, because it was interesting topic which I like and you also will like, isn't it? Now let us start first. Nutrition. Autotrophs and heterotrophs. So before that you must learn about nutrition. So let me explain this. Autotrophs. Let us see these terms. Autotrophs means the organisms which can prepare their own food materials are called as autotrophs. Come on. I raise the topic of nutrition. Of course, you can write autotrophic nutrition and heterotrophic nutrition, but it is not concerned to you. Before that, you must understand what are these autotrophs. Understand? So these are the basic terms. In the last class, I explained you about habitat and some of the biological terms and physical terms also. Understand? Today, purely biology I want to explain. Now, autotrophs means the organisms which can prepare their own food materials. What are autotrophs? The organisms which can prepare their own food materials. In the environment, in our surroundings, you can consider. So what are the organisms which prepare their own food materials? Do you know? Come on, think. their own food materials. Come on, examples. I given you time. Autotrophs means these words you come across in your science textbook when you are learning. So it is very important to remember and to understand. Okay. The organisms which can prepare their own food materials without depending on the others. Without depending on others. Come on. You can also write or no problem if you did not write also. Without depending on other organisms. Understand? Other organisms. Come on. Example. Yes, you got the answer. I think on behalf of you, I'll write here. Example, green plants. Green plants. Other than green plants, other than these plants, there are no organisms which cannot depend on the other for their food. Understand? Auto means self. Troph means food. The key word. Auto means self. Troph means food. Troph means taking food. So they are the organisms which involve themselves preparing the food materials. Understand? So by the definition itself, by the word itself, you should understand that autotrophs are the organisms which can prepare their own food materials without depending on others. These are the key terms you must remember. Understand? Example, plants. So plants are the organisms. How do they plants prepare the food materials? We know that process also I am going to explain you today. So now, did you understand this? So same definition, same against this controversy, heterotrophs will be there. After learning that, how does the plant prepares the food materials, we will see. Next definition is heterotrophs. What are those? So auto means self, I said. Trophy means food, troph, and hetero means different. Hetero means different. Other. Troph means, as we know, the food. So they depend on different organisms for their food. Understand? So you can understand the definition now. Come on. The organisms which cannot. Here you can change the simple definition if you keep there. Cannot. Which cannot prepare their own food materials. Their own food materials are called as heterotrophs. Their own food materials and depend on the others are called as heterotrophs. Understand? So organisms which cannot prepare their own food materials and depend on plants. On which they depend? They should get the food from the plants. You can also write that, otherwise no problem. These are called as heterotrophs. Understand? Now come on, let me give the examples of the heterotrophs. You can have more in number. That is animals, human beings, birds, etc. Animals, human beings, etc. Birds, whatever the creatures which are living, they definitely depend on the plants for their food. Understand? So these are the heterotrophs. The organisms which cannot prepare their own food materials are called as heterotrophs. Understand? So today two definitions you are backed up, that autotrophs and heterotrophs. Now how does the plants prepare their own food materials and how they are making us to survive on this earth, we will see now with a small definition of photosynthesis. Understand? So I hope you understood the definitions. Just write down. Not simply listening, you must write down. Okay, students? Now let me explain the definition of photosynthesis. Here, in the last class, you have learned the parts of the plant, isn't it? So, the parts of the plant, roots, stem, branches, flowers, fruits, etc. All these in the form of fruits and flowers will get the food. And how does the plant get the food and how does it gives the food for us? You will be learning in your classes. So, how they will give food for us? By the process of photosynthesis. What is that? By the process of photosynthesis. Heterotrophs you have learned, autotrophs you have learned. Now, if we have to get the food, we should depend on plants, as I said. Plants, how do they prepare their food materials and how do they give us and how do they help us in giving the food? We will see. Plants perform the process of photosynthesis and they prepare their own food materials. Understand? What is the process? The process of photosynthesis definition I am explaining. The process, write down, the process by which the plants prepare their food materials, prepare their own food materials or their food materials or the food materials, no problem. The process by which the plants prepare their food materials by using, you should understand, by using carbon dioxide and water in the presence of sunlight, and the green color molecule called as chlorophyll. Understand? Now, so definition regarding the definition only I'll explain in detail. Remaining much lesson will be there in the coming classes for you. Until then, just you understand the definition of photosynthesis here. The process by which the plants prepare their own food materials by using carbon dioxide and water in the presence of sunlight and chlorophyll is called as photosynthesis. Understand? Now, this definition only I will frame in the equation. See, let us see. Carbon dioxide and water to the food materials they are used of. Let me frame carbon dioxide plus water. They used to give the food materials we learned, isn't it? The food will be in the form of glucose. What is that? Glucose or starch. The food we get from the plants will be in the form of glucose and starch and other substances. Understand? The main food items you will be learning, that is carbohydrates, proteins and fats. Understand? Glucose. And what else? After giving glucose, we will get the fresh air also from the plants. Understand? That is oxygen. So along with the food, The plants are providing very pure air for us, that is oxygen. As you everybody know that we take oxygen and we give carbon dioxide. The released carbon dioxide by animals and plants will be animals and human beings will be taken by the plants, and with the water they prepared the food materials in the form of glucose and oxygen. Understand? Now this is in the form of a simple chemical equation. I'll write C6H12O6 plus oxygen. So balancing will be there. Of course, no need to write that. So did you understand the photosynthesis? Okay. So the plants, they prepare the food materials in the sunlight with the help of chlorophyll. So what is this chlorophyll? Everybody, then you know that chlorophyll is the green color pigment. What is chlorophyll? Come on, write down. Chlorophyll is another definition. It's a green colored substance, green colored pigment which helps the plants preparing the food materials. Which helps the plants in preparing food materials. Understand? In preparing food materials. Now, so why the leaves are green color? Why the plants are in green color? Because of the green color pigment called as chlorophyll. Understand? So you will be knowing that now you have known that this, with the help of carbon dioxide and water, the plants prepared food materials such as glucose, etc. Understand? Now let us see how do they get the carbon dioxide if they have to prepare the food materials. Do you know? Yes. Carbon dioxide and oxygen are nothing but gases which we inhale and which we exhale. So plants also living organisms, they also perform the respiration. That means inhale, breathing, taking in air and giving out air. In that air, carbon dioxide will be there, oxygen also will be there. Then how do they breathe? The plants, how do they breathe means you should understand one term called as stomata. What is that? Stomata. So now with stomata I'll explain now. After that I'll take a halt, I'll take a pause to our today's video so that you will be learning these definitions properly at home. Understand? So let me start that what is stomata. As I said that carbon dioxide or oxygen taking in and giving out are performed by the stomata. So what are stomata? You will be learning today. Stomata are the compared to the nose. Understand? So let me draw. These are the bean-shaped God cells. See the bean-shaped God cells. These are the nose-like openings present under the side of the leaf, under the side of the underside of the leaf, the base of the leaf. These, if you observe only, as you know, the stomata. What are stomata? Before drawing, I will give the definition. And let me finish the diagram. This is the leaf. If you observe under the microscope, you can observe the stomata like this. Understand? Now, so stomata definition I am going to give you. The stomata are the tiny, small, hole-like, tiny and small, same of course, hole-like structures which help in exchange of gases. Now write down. These are the God cells. Understand? This is the leaf, of course. Stomata. What are stomata? These are the small, tiny openings or pores present on the underside of the underside of the leaf. Underside of the side of the leaf. What is the function of this stomata? See, the oxygen and carbon dioxide will enter. They give oxygen through these holes. So carbon dioxide, when it is taken by the plants, it will prepare the food, as we know, in the photosynthesis, giving out oxygen. So the function of stomata is here exchange of gases. What is that? Exchange of gases. I mean carbon dioxide taking in and oxygen releasing out. Understand? So stomata are the tiny openings help in exchange of gases. So today let us, I hope you will be learning these definitions. In the next class I will come with some more definitions. Until then, see.